Okay, so crypto, huh? Everyone's looking for that passive income stream these days, and crypto seems to be the hot ticket, but it's also a little intimidating, right?
Yeah, it can feel like you need a whole dictionary just to understand the terminology.
Exactly. So today we're doing a deep dive into one specific platform that's making waves, BingX.
They've got this whole automated trading thing going on.
And specifically, their grid trading strategy. We want to break it down, tell you if it's legit, how it works, all that good stuff.
Give you the info you need so you can decide if it's worth your time.
We're pulling all this from an article actually published pretty recently, BingX Grid Trading, 24-hour automated trading robot.
From August of this year, so fairly recent.
Okay, so I love when explanations click, and this article had a good one. Imagine a fishing net cast into a flowing river. It's catching fish whether they're swimming upstream or downstream.
Okay, I can see where you're going with this.
That's grid trading. You're aiming to profit whether the price of your crypto goes up or down.
Precisely. Instead of stressing about timing the market perfectly, which, let's be real, who can do that consistently?
No one.
Exactly. This lets you kind of ride the waves, capture gains in either direction.
Okay, so less nail biting, more like zen and passive income, which I'm here for. But how does BingX actually turn this into a reality?
They've actually done a good job making it user-friendly, even if you're new to the whole crypto scene. Basically, you set a price range for the cryptocurrency you're interested in trading.
Okay, so you've got your crypto, you've got your price range.
And BingX takes it from there. They automatically set up buy and sell orders within that range, creating this grid.
Ah, I see. So as the price fluctuates up, down, whatever, it's hitting those preset points, and the system automatically buys low and sells high.
You got it. And here's where it gets even more interesting. BingX has this thing called AI strategy. Essentially, it analyzes market data and actually recommends grid parameters for you.
Hold on, AI is going to set up my trading strategy.
Well, it can. It takes a lot of the guesswork out, especially if you're just starting out.
That is kind of mind-blowing, not gonna lie.
It's pretty cool. And it's optional. You can customize things later as you gain experience. But for beginners, it's a great way to dip your toes in.
So you've got options. I like that. But before we go too deep down the rabbit hole, let's break down how this actually works on BingX, step by step.
Sure. The article we're looking at outlines 6 main steps.
6 steps, okay.
Yeah.
All right, so 6 steps. Lay it on me.
So step 1, they recommend starting with what they call spot grid trading.
Spot grid trading, okay.
It just means you're buying and selling the actual cryptocurrency directly, not like dealing with derivatives or anything too complicated.
So it's the more straightforward approach. Got it.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're just starting out, it's the way to go.
Okay, that makes sense. What's next?
Then step 2, and this is where it gets fun, you get to choose your crypto pair.
Ah, so this is where my extensive crypto knowledge comes into play.
Well, every little bit helps, right? Seriously, though, understanding those assets, like their track record of potential, that's going to help you set a realistic price range for your grid.
Right, because you got to know what you're getting yourself into.
Absolutely.
Okay, so we've got our crypto pair, and then it's back to the AI strategy, right? This is step 3.
Step 4, actually. But yeah, this is where things get really cool.
So tell me more about how this AI actually works. It analyzes the market and determines those grid parameters for me, but how?
It's actually pretty amazing. It's looking at tons of data. Think historical price movements, trading volume, even sentiment on social media, all sorts of stuff.
Wow, it's like it's reading the mind of the market.
In a way, yeah. And based on all that, it recommends a price range and other settings that are generally more on the conservative side, lower risk.
So it takes the guesswork out, but still plays it safe. I like that.
Exactly. Yeah. But, and here's the thing, BingX also knows that some people like a little more control.
Right, some of us like to tinker.
Exactly. So step 5 is all about customization.
Okay, tell me more about this customization. What am I actually tweaking here?
So you can adjust things like your price intervals.
Price intervals meaning?
It's basically how far apart your buy and sell orders are within your chosen range. Think of it like casting a net every few feet versus every few yards.
Okay, I like that analogy.
Closer together, you might catch more smaller fish, but further apart, you might snag a bigger one.
Got it. So more grids, more frequent trades, but potentially more risk if things go south.
You're getting it. And then there's the grid quantity to consider, too.
Grid quantity, how many nets am I casting out there, essentially?
Exactly. More grids can mean more action, but also more exposure if the market takes a turn you weren't expecting.
Risk versus reward, the classic dilemma. Speaking of risk, the article mentions setting a stop loss in step 6. Can you break that down for me?
Absolutely. A stop loss is basically your safety net.
Like a safety net in case the whole thing goes belly up.
Well, not the whole thing, but it's an order that automatically sells if the price drops below a certain point.
So you're limiting your losses. Smart move.
Exactly. Especially in the crypto world, things can change quickly. So having that stop loss in place can save you from some serious heartache.
Okay, so we've covered the steps. BingX makes it sound pretty straightforward. But even if it's straightforward, setting up the grid, what's the big picture here? What are the big wins, the big drawbacks, the real pros and cons of all this?
Well, the article really emphasizes the whole set it and forget it thing as a major advantage.
Which, let's be real, is super appealing in our busy lives.
Exactly. BingX automates the trading, so you don't need to be glued to your screen watching the charts 247, especially with crypto being a 247 market.
Right. It's always moving. But, and this is the big question for me, what about risk? We talk about stop loss orders, which is great, but is there anything else BingX offers to help, manage those risks?
Well, you mentioned Smart Follow earlier, and that's definitely another feature worth mentioning. It actually allows you to automatically copy the trades of more experienced, successful investors on the platform.
Oh, interesting. So it's like having a seasoned crypto pro in your corner, guiding your decisions.
Exactly. And that can be really valuable for people who are new to all this. Less about relying solely on AI and more about tapping into real human experience.
I like that. So you've got options. But let's flip the script for a second. Every strategy has its downsides. What are some of the potential drawbacks of using BingX for grid trading?
Well, it's important to remember that no investment strategy is foolproof. Grid trading can be profitable, but it's not without risks. One thing the article points out is that even with this fancy AI strategy, setting those optimal parameters still requires a bit of market knowledge. You got to understand the playing field.
So you can't just blindly trust the AI. You still need to do your homework.
Right. And while grid trading is designed to profit whether the market goes up or down, there's a catch. It can actually underperform in a rapidly rising market. Think about it. If the price of your crypto skyrockets past your grid's range, you're leaving potential profits on the table.
Because your net's not big enough to catch those gains.
Exactly. You got to make sure your strategy aligns with the market conditions. But on the flip side, if it's a bear market and everything's tanking, your grid might be scooping up those dips and maximizing returns. It's all about strategy.
So it's a balancing act, like most things in life and crypto. Well, there you have it. BingX and their grid trading platform, definitely an interesting approach to potentially earning passive income from cryptocurrency. But as with any investment, it's crucial to weigh those advantages and disadvantages before diving in headfirst. Any closing thoughts?
Do your research. Knowledge is power, especially in the world of crypto. The more you understand about how it works, the better equipped you'll be to make smart decisions. This deep dive was a great starting point, but don't stop here.
Couldn't agree more. Explore the platform, see if it aligns with your goals, your risk tolerance, all of that. And remember, the crypto landscape is always changing, so staying informed is an ongoing process. Happy trading, everyone.